Hello, how are you today? So, should I wait about 10 more minutes, you think? If you're cooking with me, this is where we're at right now. Just adding whatever flavors sound good. And trying to do this one-handed is fun, let me tell you. Alright, I'll go ahead and start. First of all, welcome to the first seminar for cooking. And I want to say congratulations to Cameron for making McLean. And he'll be rewarded for it later this month with his pen. So I haven't done the stream thing, so figuring out the buttons do. But also need to say that we all need to finish our memberships, especially me. And especially if you want to receive your certificates and pins, because they'll be mailed here soon. And we'll be having a family reunion in Texas, we know that for sure. And we need to talk on the discussions boards about just possible dates. You know, there's a lot of us. We need to make sure everybody can be there as they can. We also need to talk about the meetings. We'll be having a house meeting every 2 months. And we need to collaborate to figure out what the dates will be for those. And the first meeting will be very important. We need to figure out who the head of the house is going to be. Otherwise, it'll just be Corey, and nobody wants that. So, make sure you're there for that first meeting, everybody. But first off, for today we're cooking. Got your ground hamburger going right now. We're making shepherd's pie, which is a classic, and one of my favorites. Delivery for the food? No deliveries, I'm sorry. You all live too far. But you can make all of this just by using a spoon. And then the skillet, and whatever you're going to cook it in the oven. So there's no excuse for not being able to make this food. And it will be delicious, because you're all making it to taste. So what I like, ground hamburger, pepper, salt, cayenne pepper if you can get it. I don't have all my herbs and spices with me right now. So using onion powder, onion. Does anybody not know how to chop an onion? Well, if you don't, let me know so I can tell you. Let's see if I can get it to stay. See everything all right? Hello, Mason Watson. If you can eat, you have culinary skills. So we're making shepherd's pie, just using a spoon, and your skillet and casserole dish. First you need to get your hamburger going. And get it all nice and brown with all your favorite hamburger seasonings. Salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic, paprika, seasoned salt. Get some minced garlic in there. If you don't know how to roast garlic, I can show you all how to do that too. Can you make the food look pretty at least? And you can put a little bit of sauce on a Hot Pocket, and that's culinary. But once you got the meat about half cooked, you're going to want to add your vegetables. Like I just got some frozen mixed veggies, but corn and peas are my favorite. And if you're going with chicken gravy, which my lovely host Nicole already made for me, you just add some of that. Otherwise, you need to boil the chicken, get some pepper and salt in there, and simmer it down until you can tell it's no longer just water. Then you take the chicken out, and you put that aside for later, make some chicken salad, just save some for chicken whenever you want to. But the fat of the hamburger should make it so it'll turn in the gravy pretty quick when you add the broth after that. And then you just add like maybe a teaspoon of flour and to the consistency you like. You're going to want some type of viscous gravy. You don't want it runny at all. It usually depends. Like I put it in a 9" by 13, like a cake pan basically, and that'll make at least 5 to 6 meals. It all depends on who you're feeding and how much food they can eat. This is a very, I guess, hearty meal, you could say. It'll fill you up or it'll make you fat, one of the two. But the best thing about shepherd's pie is the fact that you can literally cook it with pretty much anything. Because originally, whatever you killed that day, throw it on the stove, mix in some veggies that you pulled from your garden, and then you always have potatoes. So just throw that shit on top. My cooking career? Well, I've been cooking since I was a kid, you know. Go make dinner. I don't want to. But cooking is a lot of fun. It's the most purest form of art. You enjoy it with every single one of your senses. You're going to smell it, you're going to taste it, you're definitely going to see it, and you're going to feel the texture in your mouth, in your hands if it's finger food, and of course it's going to affect you emotionally. I mean, everything does. Feel-good food and soul food is a very big thing. My cooking career is a bunch of different restaurants and school. I went to trade school for 2 years. Learned how to bake mostly, so that's my favorite. Which you bake this for half of it. But it's not the sweet candy that I like to make. I've worked maybe 5 different diners, 3 upscale restaurants, catering 2 different times, so 2 different places. Catering's always fun because it's a mass amount of food and you gotta always make it look really good at all times. No, sorry. I got a fancy job now, so I gotta look nice all the time. When I'm making chocolate, I'll take it off for you though. But while you got that cooking, if you decided to go the right way and go with baked boiled potatoes, that takes about an hour to an hour and a half. Make sure you salt the water at least. And you're just going to bash all that up. You can mash it with the potato masher if you like cheating, but again, you only need a spoon to make this entire meal. Cruise liner would be amazing. Though I do hate the ocean, so I'm not sure how that would work out for months at a time. I like to add the cheese to my potatoes, but we're going to do a layer of cheese already anyway. I like cheese. It is delicious. The ocean, I can't swim. There are sharks, squid, jellyfish, and probably thousands of other things we've never even heard of. Bacteria, the bottom of the fucking ocean, which I'd probably end up in if I tried to be in the ocean for a second. And yeah, just fuck the ocean in general. I will stay on land all my life. My best and worst career experience? Best experience would be just the cooking part in general and knowing people appreciate my food, honestly. But the worst part is having to do everyone else's job for them because nobody likes to fucking work. But I like to cook, so that part doesn't bug me. I'm usually in a better mood than everybody else in the fucking restaurant. But when I have to do other people's jobs, that pisses me off. Any questions on the shepherd's pie so far? We're about to switch to the next part. Very true. Oh, I almost forgot. Most important part, you need to do this first. Preheat your oven.
That goes for women too.
I don't like to make euphemisms between women and cooking that often. It happens too much at work. Another worst part of work. People never know what you're saying. Or never ask, anyway. The cheese is completely up to you. What kind of cheese do you guys like? We're using Kobe Jack here, because that's Nicole's favorite. Make sure if you're feeding your girlfriend, sister, friend, she's got to pick. Alright, your third instrument that you'll need for this, something to bake it in. I like to use the regular cake pan, it makes a lot more servings, and they're smaller servings also. I'm paranoid about my fatness, you all don't have to be. Usually some kind of cheddar or, yellow cheese. But whatever I have. Again, shepherd's pie you make with whatever you have. It's one of the best parts. One cheat for those of you that are broke like I am. Buying sandwich cheese, the fancy kind. Spend way too much money on your food. You deserve it. That way you have sliced cheese for sandwiches and regular cheese for anything else you want. For this one, we spent maybe $11 on this. And that's only because we bought 3 pounds of potatoes. I used 6 of them. But the most expensive part's going to be your vegetables and whatever meat you use. I like to buy lean hamburger when I use hamburger. And I got farms all around my city, so we got all types of stuff. Yeah, you can always freeze this, heat it up later, put it in the fridge, whatever you feel like. But once you got your cheese layer done, throw your potatoes on. And if you don't have enough potatoes to cover the whole thing, just try to cover as much as you can. You can do like a chicken and dumpling thing, or it's just little mounds of it here and there. But I like the potatoes to be one of the major parts of it, almost, if not more than the hamburger. Oh, you're going to preheat your oven to 350 unless you don't want to cook it for a half hour to an hour. Then you turn that heat up and see what happens. I don't know your all's ovens. No, I do not. Like, if you want to caramelize some onions halfway and then throw that on top, that could work. But I don't see those working so well because there's only water in this dish is in the hamburger. It's not on the potatoes. Unless you throw a lot of hamburger or water in your potatoes. I do not like to do that because I like potatoes the regular way they are. Throw some milk in there, make them a little fluffy, but still mostly solid. And obviously regular potatoes work better. My favorite are the yellow gold, but you can use instant. Just make sure you spice and herb all your meat and potatoes either way. Nobody likes bland food unless you're in the hospital. But if you want to be interesting and try to throw some stuff on top, go for it. Just make sure it has a lot of water in it, whatever it is. But this is what it's going to look like when you throw it in the oven. Much like any other casserole, layered out, and things like that. But shepherd's pie sounds a lot cooler. Any questions? This is Bunny, by the way. Right. Well, I hope all yours turns out just as delicious as mine does. And once again, congratulations to Cam for ranking. And don't forget to go or show up or talk to at the meeting every 2 months. And especially the next one, because nobody wants Corey in charge. Nobody wants Corey in charge. And we got to figure out the day for the family reunion in Texas. So don't forget to join the message boards for that as well. Thank you all for coming, and make something delicious tonight, all right?